in order to flow or control script in order to do that, and we can create that in a special object that we're going to call um, new object over here, and we're going to call this object the OBJ game control. And you can see there I've made game control one word and I've made the C capital so I can see it's a new word. It's not going to contain a sprite, it's going to be empty, but it is going to be persistent, which means if I put it in the first room, this object will be in every room after that. So it's a persistent object, and I'm going to add, and I'm going to add a step, and I'm just going to add the keyboard control. Um, and this is going to be the press enter to progress. So every time I have this in this particular room, it's going to allow it to progress. And I only want to do this for certain rooms. I only want to be able to progress by pressing enter from the start screen to start the game off. And I only want to progress to enter to bring it back from either a win or a lose back to the start of the game. So I could do that using a special type of conditional statement called a switch statement, and we'll get into that now. So basically, I'm going to start by putting in a keyboard event first. So I'm going to capture the keyboard. So if keyboard underscore check, I'll use underscore pressed, and the key I'm going to be looking for is VK underscore enter. So when we press the enter key, we're going to progress to the next room in certain cases. So we're going to use the switch case now. So we're going to use switch. And the thing we're going to switch between is the room. So this will ask the game, what room am I in? And put it into this statement. And this will create a number of possible cases. Our first case is going to be if the room is rm underscore start. And in the case of underscore start, and you put a semicolon here, and you press down and you tab in, and everything underneath this is what it's going to do until it sees a break command. So we're going to do everything in here, above here, and what it's going to do is it's going to use the command room underscore go to, which is the way you change from one room to the next in code. And we're going to move to rm underscore L for level, and it's going to be level 1 like so. And we're going to close that bracket off and put our semicolon in place. And we're going to move to the next possible case. And the indenting is important here. And we're going to say rm underscore lose. So if we're in the lose room, we're going to go down here and we're going to go game underscore re for restart, and we're going to restart the game. You don't need anything in that bracket. We're going to break that case as well, and we're going to test for the one more case, that case being rm underscore win. And we're going to do the same thing here, so I may as well just go copy and paste, control C and control V, and we tab it across, and we'll see, oh, we're missing a bracket here. There should be two brackets there. That's a bracket. That's a bracket, I said. Okay, so that should solve those errors that I was having. You can see those two lines there. So that's not going to quite work yet. So we need to, now that I've got that in place, I need to go to my start room. And this is the start room. And I'm going to drag that game control object onto the top corner of the start room. It's invisible, you can't see it, but it needs to be there so that the code starts running, and that will run on every page after this. So if I can press run, it's going to allow me to see if this works. So now I'm in the game. If I press enter, it's now taken me to the next part of the game. I can't progress from here to the win or lose page. I need to add some sort of action in here to make that happen, but you can see that that's working. In the next tutorial, we'll look at adding text to each of the screens so that the user can understand what we're trying to get them to do. And we'll look at that in the next tutorial.